Welcome to the House of Aurora Woods, written and directed by Kimberly Taketa. Act 1, Scene 1. A living room of a large estate. There is a couch in the middle, a small coffee table, and two matching chairs. Cheryl enters from downstage. She is a young woman in her early 20s. She seems somber and walks to the couch. She exits upstage. Alfredo, a young man of similar age, runs in from a different direction, downstage. He dives behind the couch and disappears from sight. After a few seconds of silence, Hagen enters from upstage. He stops and looks at the back of the couch where Alfredo is hiding.
What are you doing?
Shit, you scared me!
I ask again, what are you doing?
Hiding.
From what?
Maybe I shouldn't tell you.
So you got spooked by nothing?
No, I just don't want to tell you.
Why?
For one, I don't know you.
Okay.
This isn't your house, is it? The door was open and I didn't mean to barge in, but I just needed a place to hide.
No, this house has been abandoned for years.
Oh, then what are you doing over here?
Maybe I shouldn't tell you.
Fine, man, whatever. You don't have to tell me.
No, I don't. Whose bag is that? Is that yours?
That's a girl's bag.
It's a bag. I've known guys who use bags like that.
Not my bag.
At this moment, Cheryl enters from upstage. She doesn't seem freaked out by people being there.
That's my bag.
Oh,
Holy fucking shit! Where did you spring from?
Over there. Hi.
how long have you been there?
Not long.
So you're no help at all.
Why? Do you need help?
That's not what I meant.
What did you mean?
Yeah, this isn't worth it. I'm leaving.
So, why are you here?
It's peaceful.
I'm not impressed.
There aren't usually people here. I'm usually alone.
So do you come here often? Oh, that wasn't a pickup line.
Yeah, almost every day.
Why? It's kind of a dump.
Then why did you come here, since it's obviously a dump?
Oh,
If you don't like it, then you can leave.
I came here to be alone too, okay? I've got a lot of shit going on. I need a place to think somewhere where no one would think to find me.
Sorry to ruin your getaway.
This house is pretty big. We don't have to be in the same room. Pick any room. I won't bother you.
I don't know. Maybe it's the universe telling me I shouldn't be alone.
Why would the universe be telling you that? We all deserve a getaway, every now and then. A place to escape to. Although, it is nice to talk to people sometimes.
Well, I came here to hide, so I'll be upstairs.
What are you hiding from?
Why do you ask?
He doesn't want to tell us.
For a good reason. I don't want to talk about it.
Fine, I get it. No sharing from you.
So, how did you guys hear about this place?
You ask a lot of questions.
Who doesn't know about this place?
I kind of just found it.
Really? You've never heard of the Aurora house?
I'm not actually from around here.
It's for lack of a better word, interesting story.
It's our own hometown urban legend. Everyone in town has a theory, but most are bullshit.
I bet you think your theory is correct.
I do, actually. It makes the most sense.
That's what everyone says.
You think your theory is the right one?
I don't really care. It keeps most people away.
And draws people like us?
I still don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, about 60 years ago.
It goes farther than that, about 150 years.
Shut up.
Don't cut out the good parts.
I know how to tell the story. I practically live in this house.
Fine. Go ahead.
Anyway, 60 years ago, these woods used to be called Maplewood Forest because of the maple trees. That was until a young rich couple moved into this house. They were newlyweds and wanted a house away from the city. The old secluded forest cottage was built a century before and offered a mysterious allure to their characters. They didn't move in right away. They renovated and updated the electrics and plumbing. Their dream house had to be perfect, right? They moved in the summer of 1952, but they didn't live here very long, though. Their names were James and Aurora Marshall.
It was the worst set of murders in the history of Maplewood.
Since no one in town really knew them, they didn't realize what had happened here for months. The Marshalls inhabited this house for maybe a year, but not all of it alive.
A pair of hunters showed up on the property, and they thought they would say hello, but they found the worst smell in the world coming from this house.
When the police arrived, only one officer actually entered the house before the coroner arrived to secure it, which is shocking in its own rights. Most crime scenes get contaminated by irresponsible first responders.
Point.
Sorry. The officer went inside expecting to find 2 bodies, but he didn't just find the Marshalls. He found 5 other bodies.
5? Who are the other bodies?
Friends of the Marshalls. They were all in the same condition. They died of the same thing, and mostly at the same time. Except
Aurora was in the worst condition. The coroner said she was probably dead weeks before the others. No one knows what actually happened, but there are theories. I, personally, subscribe to the cult theory.
I prefer not to theorize.
What's the cult theory?
Everyone loves a good horror story.
I think it's disrespectful. Those stories are only for the movies. It's completely unfounded.
Well, it's said to have started 150 years ago when they first built the house. The original owner was a Satanist. He performed several rituals, some bloodletting, but only one person was ever killed. But because of his rituals, the house has been haunted ever since. Almost every owner since has died mysteriously, but none were as gruesome or as frightening as the Marshalls and Company.
I don't believe any of those deaths were related to the house. I've been in this house longer than most owners, and I haven't had a problem.
Well, you don't sleep here. The demons can't infiltrate your mind.
You sound like a crazy person.
Stop arguing. I want to hear the end of the story.
The rumor was that James Marshall was also a Satanist and wanted to, continue the original owner's legacy. He invited his cult followers to sacrifice his wife to Satan. That's why she was dead before the rest of them.
Then how do you explain the rest of their deaths?
Once in hell, Aurora Marshall avenged her murder by killing all those present at the ritual.
The problem with his theory is that none of the bodies had any stab wounds on them, not even Aurora. If she had been killed in a ritual honoring the original owner, I bet there would be blood. Also, if you actually bother to study Satanism, I think you find it's not all about blood sacrifices and rituals. It's more of a philosophical movement.
Why do you even know that? That's weird.
I read a lot.
Oh, you must be a riot at parties.
1, rude. 2, it was probably some kind of infection or even poison. You see, the local department didn't have the greatest forensics at the time, and so the cause of death wasn't clear. It was reported as death unknown.
How boring. The wife was sick, and everyone got sick. She died before everyone else. Boring.
The cult theory is exciting and all, but sickness makes more sense. Anything else would make more sense, don't you think?
Thank you.
So, why did they change the name of the woods to Aurora?
This part most people agree on. They say she still haunts this house. When the investigators came back, they saw her.
That's never been proven. I've been here several times, and I've never seen her.
Just because you haven't seen her doesn't mean she doesn't exist. There are probably a lot of ghosts here, but she's the only one who's been spotted.
Is that why you're here? So you can spot a ghost?
No.
It seems like the reason to me.
Maybe that's the reason you're here. Do you come here every day in hopes you'll catch a glimpse of the ghost? Or are you one of those murder house fanatics, weird psycho people who visit the sites of brutal murders for fun? You do know an awful amount about Satanism. Sacrificed any virgins lately?
Cheryl starts to cry and runs out of the room.
Dude, dick move.
I'm not quite sure what came over me. It's
Hey, if you say you're sorry, don't say it to me. Say it to her.
fine. I'll go find her.
No, I'll find her and I don't know, calm her down.
Alfredo exits in the same direction as Cheryl. Hagen stands still for a few moments before sitting down on the couch. Aurora enters from upstage. She walks to Hagen and runs her hands through his hair.
Holy shit! Fuck, who the...
Her mouth moves as if asking a question only Hagen can hear. A moment of consideration as he weighs what she said.
How did you know?
Silence, but Aurora responds.
They gave me a month.
Silence.
Well, there's my mom, but... No. I'm all alone.
Silence.
How am I talking to you?
Silence.
You're dead for at least 50 years.
Silence.
How did it happen? Disregard my stupid theory from earlier. I know it's stupid. We always wish it was more weird and dangerous than it actually is.
Aurora drops her hand and the lights change. Hagen and Aurora exit from the front door. The lights change to signal a change in time. Scene 2, 1952, winter, 4 p.m. James enters from another room and looks around the living room. He creeps towards the couch and checks for signs of life. After a while, he goes to the door.
Alicia? Are you out here? She's gone.
Alicia enters.
Finally, I've been waiting out here for hours.
It hasn't been hours.
Are you calling me a liar? How rude.
No. You see, I wouldn't be able to handle being without you for that long.
Oh, honey.
They kiss. Alicia breaks the kiss and sits on the couch.
So, how was your trip?
Terrible. Why did you have to move out here? I almost got lost. Twice.
It wasn't my choice.
I know, but still, you live in the middle of nowhere.
I am aware.
I missed you, James.
I'm aware of that too.
They kiss again, longer and deeper. Alicia breaks away, suddenly anxious.
Where's Aurora, anyway?
Who cares?
I want to know how much time we have.
She's off reading a book or something boring like that. She takes these walks in the woods. I see her leaving with a fat book, and she stays out all day. My God, am I happy you're finally here. I almost died of boredom.
Here to the rescue.
No way to die of boredom with you here.
Too bad. That could have been useful.
If only it was that easy.
Why not? We could leave, just you and me.
My parents would find me, and I'd still be married by law.
Well, there should be a law about parents and marriage. We're adults. We should choose who we want to choose.
I would want my parents there.
Why? They made you marry someone against your will.
I want them to see you all decked out in a white dress and walk down that aisle like the princess you are. I want them to see their mistake.
I'd look good in that dress, wouldn't I?
You have no idea.
How would I wear my hair? Up or down?
Half up, half down. Best of both.
Should I go for a modest sleeve or a tasteful strapless?
Strapless.
I wonder why.
What can I say? You have the perfect back.
Oh, you're so dirty.
And you are such a tease.
And we have bigger problems right now, James. I'm never going to make it down that aisle with Aurora still here. You said so yourself.
I know.
Have you thought about it?
I haven't stopped.
I still don't think we should kill her.
It's the only way.
I'm just, it's just,
Allie, you do want to be with me, right?
with all my heart.
Then it's decided.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's just, I've known her since we were 5.
You can't think of it like that.
How else am I supposed to take murdering my best friend so I can marry her husband?
Allie,
Don't ally me.
Think of it like this. She stole the man you love. She probably could have stopped her parents from arranging this marriage. She could have stopped us moving to the middle of the woods. She's not as sweet or as nice as people think she is. She's smart. You would think she would have noticed if her so-called best friend fell in love with her fiancé.
I never told her.
She knew, and she married me anyway. She betrayed your friendship and married me. She could have said no. She would survive if she was cut off from her parents' money. What does that tell you?
James, I don't think she knew.
She doesn't care about your feelings. She doesn't care about your happiness. She's happy to throw aside your friendship and marry a man she obviously despises.
James,
To her, you're not worthy.
I get it.
Hey, don't cry.
Is that what you think of me?
What? No, I think you're great.
At what? Aurora's smart, pretty, kind. She's got the looks, the money, the brain, the body. What's not to like about her?
Who says you aren't pretty? Tell me, and I'll beat the hell out of him. Honey, you are the prettiest girl I've ever seen. And you know what?
What?
Aurora may be book smart, but she doesn't have your mind. She's insufferable. I love hearing your thoughts. Your mind is much smarter than you give yourself credit for. You only think so because people have been comparing you to Aurora for the majority of your life.
You're right. They have.
To me, there is no comparison. You are so much better than her.
I am so much better than her. She's always gotten first place when clearly I deserved the win. The poetry contests, the science fairs, the spelling bees. I taught that bitch how to read. Her parents couldn't get through to her for months, and after one play date with me, she started, and I was there for every single lesson, because that was the only way she'd learn.
You see, she takes, but never gives.
She's stolen the spotlight for so many years. She stole you. I'm not sitting back anymore. I will not let her take this from me, take you from me.
You get it now.
She's a parasite. She sat underneath my skin for so long, I didn't think I could live without her. But I can.
And what do we do with parasites?
We kill them.
The question now is how?
They descend into thought and pace the room.
It needs to look like an accident. We can't be implemented.
Robbery gone bad? We can mess the place up, and when I find her body, no one will suspect a thing. After all, we're rich and live in the middle of the woods. Anything could happen.
I don't think I could handle the blood.
I don't think we can avoid it.
There has to be a way. How about drowning? She drank a little too much and fell asleep in the bath and drowned.
We're newlyweds. No one would believe she'd take a bath without her husband.
She was trying to surprise you before you got home.
I think that's too unpredictable, too easily pinned on me.
Accident.
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 Poison.
What?
Poison. We could use poison. While she was out reading in the woods, she foraged and ate something she thought was good, but was in fact poisonous.
Well, I like where you're going with this, but it shouldn't be something she foraged.
Rat poison.
Rat poison?
We had a rat problem earlier, so we bought a box of rat poison. We already have it. We bought it right as we moved in to deal with rodents. Perfect cover for why it was in the house.
Oh my gosh, I've seen those before. It looks exactly like that box of...
Exactly. It's perfect. She mistook the rat poison for the box of whatever. She's not the greatest cook, so she took it as her cooking and kept eating.
And how do you explain you didn't get poisoned?
It was lunch, not dinner. We don't eat lunch together. I usually take my lunch in town. Everyone in town will see me, and that'll be my alibi.
Why do you eat lunch in town?
Because I get bored out here. I have to do something. Plus, the town has a phone that I can call you on.
Oh.
but it's perfect.
It sounds like a plan.
They start to move toward each other for a kiss, but the door opens and Aurora enters. She's holding a fat book and doesn't see Alicia at first.
Afternoon.
Hey!
Oh my gosh. Hallie? What are you doing here?
While distracted, James quickly hides the rat poison out of sight.
I thought I would visit my best friend in her new home. Did you miss me?
You have no idea. I was just about to make some dinner. You want to help?
Sure. You know I love to cook.
Great. I have chicken that needs to be cooked tonight.
I have a new recipe I was thinking of trying. Do you mind?
Not at all.
The two head for the kitchen and Aurora exits first. James retrieves the rat poison and nods at her. They share a smile and the lights change. James exits. Scene 3. Hagen sits at the couch, clearly rattled. Cheryl and Alfredo re-enter.
Hey, Cheryl. I'm sorry for being rude earlier.
I accept your apology.
The reason I'm here...
You don't have to tell me. It's none of my business.
No, I want to share. I believe it is the universe telling me something. I shouldn't be alone right now, especially since I'm dying.
What?
I was diagnosed with brain cancer a few months ago. It's inoperable and it's too far along for all the other options. I've heard the stories about the end. I didn't want that. My mom wants a chance at the chemo, but I don't. If it's going to end.
You want it on your own terms.
Yeah. I guess I got defensive with you because I got cancer and I'm here to die and you're accusing me of weird shit.
Playing the cancer card.
What can I say? It's an effective card.
I'll say.
I'm 25. I haven't achieved any of my goals. I'm going to die without leaving a mark on this world.
What did you want to do?
With all evidence to the contrary, it's actually quite boring. I wanted to be a teacher.
I don't think that's boring.
Thanks. I've been subbing at the public school in Apple Grove, but I don't have my teaching license yet, so I can only sub. I love influencing the tiny minds, but I eventually wanted to make it to college level where I can make a real impact. I was studying politics and history. I dabbled in mythology, but that was only a hobby.
Do you have a girlfriend? Boyfriend?
No, I'm alone. I don't have many friends either, just my mom. And all she has, and she's all I have.
Why don't you want to spend your last moments with her?
She'd try and save me. She can't save me. No one can. Second opinion this, third opinion that. Won't end.
You're her son. She doesn't want to lose you.
But there's no hope. I'm dying, and that is that. No turning back. She needs to accept that. I told her goodbye and said I love you before I left the house.
If it helps, you're not alone right now. You have us. We're strangers, but you know the saying about the kindness of strangers.
That was sweet.
You do know where that's from, right?
What do you mean?
The streetcar named Desire. That line has a very different meaning in the show.
You guys actually paid attention in class?
I read it for fun.
You read it for fun?
Yeah. Actually, in that corner over there. It's kind of what I do here. I read and I write. I make up little stories about the previous owners or just people like us who come here while it's abandoned.
You're a writer? Have you thought of going professional?
It's only a hobby. I don't really like people reading my stories. I don't know why. I guess I get anxious that they won't like it.
Tell us one?
What?
Yeah. I'm dying. This is my dying wish. Tell me one of your stories.
See, he's dying.
That's cheating.
You must grant a dying man his wish. That's like the law.
I'm really not.
Please.
You guys are persistent. Fine. I'll tell you a story.
Can it be an action-packed adventure?
With lots of hot, nasty sex.
Yes.
What? Ew. No.
Come on. It's not for me. It's for... I just realized I don't know your name.
It's Hagen.
Name's Alfredo, but I encourage you to call me the sauce.
The sauce. Really?
Yeah, it's what my friends call me. We may have just met, but I feel like we're friends.
Okay. I'm Cheryl.
Nice to meet you. Now, story time. With action, adventure, blood, and sex.
Does it really have to?
There is nothing wrong with sex. Pretty much everyone does it. We're all adults here, you know?
I'll see what I can do.
Cheryl thinks for a moment, and a melodious song plays. The others don't hear it, but she listens and a story comes to her.
A group of 5 college friends, early 20s, decide they want to go camping for the summer break after an exhausting year of college. Don't worry, this isn't a generic horror story. The place they choose is a frequented spot for campers. It's secluded, but well known as a must-see campsite. When they booked the spot, they thought they got lucky. It was a premier spot for camping. When they arrived, they were the only ones there. They thought they totally got lucky. They settled in. 2 of them were a couple, so they had sex. It was hot and nasty and loud. All the other friends got annoyed and decided to go for a hike.
Oh, that is so cheating. That is the most pathetic sex scene in my life.
You're lucky you got one in the first place.
Let her continue.
Thank you. While out on the hike, the one in caboose lost sight of the group after failing to notice he'd gone off the path. He had a lot going on in his life that he got lost in his thoughts. After narrowly missing a tree, he realized he wasn't behind his friends anymore. He didn't quite see where the others had gone, so he tried to retrace his footsteps, but he had gone off the set path. He was going the wrong direction. Since his friends were the only ones camping in the area, the path hadn't been set completely for the season. He tried to keep moving, but soon he was lost. Unbeknownst to him and his friends, the locals discouraged camping in the area. The woods are no longer a safe place for the good people of town. Devoid of upstanding citizens, the disreputable type moved in. In particular, a pair of drug dealers who were accessing their product through a secret hatch in the middle of the woods. And our stray camper stumbles upon the 2 drug dealers opening their secret hatch. For a whole minute, they just stood and stared at each other, not knowing what exactly to do. The dealer, more in control of the situation, pulls out a gun and aims it toward the camper. Instinctively, the camper drops to the ground and tries to crawl out of sight. After a moment of panic, the camper regains some sense and jumps to his feet and starts to run.
Stop.
What? I was really enjoying the story.
Who are you?
I've already told you.
Are you with them?
With who? What are you talking about?
You come into this house almost every day, into these woods. I didn't see anything.
Alf, what are you talking about?
Her story.
It's just a story I came up with.
You're here to kill me.
That's ridiculous. I'm not going to kill you.
Dude, you're freaking us out, man.
Then how the hell do you know the exact details of why I'm here?
What?
You're with them.
No, I'm not. Calm down.
I can't be calm. You're set to kill me.
Do you really think I'm capable of murder?
Anyone is capable of murder.
Yo, sauce man, relax. She's not gonna murder you.
Oh, maybe you're gonna murder me. I don't know you.
What's the next part of the story, Cheryl?
It doesn't have a happy ending for the camper.
Please don't kill me.
No, I don't know how I know this. It just popped into my head.
Well, you might as well tell the end of the story.
It isn't over yet!
They're still after him. They don't know what he saw, but they lost him a few miles back. Your friends will be worried about you.
Oh shit. What if they find my friends?
I don't think they have.
How do you know? Are you psychic?
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Just stop being helpful.
Fine.
I think you should go cool off.
Cool off? Really? I'm fucking being haunted.
Dude, who do you think you're talking to?
Stop playing the cancer card. You've known for months that you were dying. You got to say goodbye. The last thing I said to my mom was fuck off as I left in a Jeep to go camping in another state. I left my pregnant girlfriend behind because I didn't want her to put a damper on the camping spirit. I'm not supposed to die today or anytime soon, but I'm fucking terrified. I'm never gonna see the birth of my child.
Well, fuck you.
No, fuck yourself. You came here ready to die. I didn't.
Then what the fuck are you still doing here? You don't live in this town. You don't live in this state. You can fucking drive away back to wherever the fuck you came from and get on with your fucking life.
I'm not leaving. I can't leave. They could be waiting for me.
They had guns, didn't they? We would all be dead if they were outside waiting for you. I think it's safe enough for you to get the fuck out.
Listen, Hagen.
I don't want to hear from you. I may have given you a lowdown on my life, but you don't know me. You think I want to die? I don't want to die. I want to fight, but when the universe tells you that you have incurable brain cancer, you have to fucking punt. So you can walk out that door, go hug your mom, have that baby, grow old, fulfilling every single one of your dreams, and die.
Hagen walks to the door and opens it. He gestures for Alfredo to walk through it.
If you make me walk through that door, I'll never do any of the things you just told me to do.
At this point, I don't care.
Alfredo hesitates, but goes through the door and exits. The lights shift. Hagen and Cheryl exit. Scene 4. Alicia and James sit on the couch. It's dark outside, but there is a kind of unnerving wailing going on. It could be a windy night, but the looks on their faces tell a different story.
James.
Please, Allie.
No, James, it's been 5 days.
It only took 1 day for the rats.
Rats aren't people, James.
I know that.
Then why would you bring it up? It's not helpful.
I just thought if it barely takes a day for a rat, then I can up the dose and kill her in a couple of days.
A couple of days? A couple of days?
Shut up.
5.
Shut up.
5 days. What were we thinking? Rat poison?
There's nothing wrong with the plan. She ate the poison. She sounds like she's dying.
Sounding like someone is dying and someone dying are 2 different things.
I'm not an expert.
And neither am I. God, did we make a mistake?
I thought we talked about this.
I can't help but think this is God telling us we made a mistake.
We didn't make a mistake. We did what we had to, so we could be together.
Was it necessary?
I thought we went over this. It wouldn't have worked otherwise. My parents.
I don't give a crap about your parents. My best friend is dying because we assumed she knew about us.
Calm down. It's going to be fine.
I killed my best friend.
Allie, relax.
Don't you tell me to relax. I killed my best friend. I helped you kill your wife. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to hell.
She drops to her knees and proceeds to recite the Our Father.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Allie, stop that.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Allie, this isn't going to stop
Give us
this.
our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Happy now?
Our Father who art in heaven.
Alicia Sand, snap out of it.
James slaps her. He doesn't regret it immediately, but he does before he starts talking.
I'm sorry.
Aurora enters. She looks like death.
James,
What are you doing out of bed?
I tried calling out.
I'm sorry. We didn't hear you. Come here.
Is there anything I can do? Do you need water? Crackers?
Some water would be nice.
I can get you water.
She exits into the kitchen.
I knew I should have gotten you that bell.
It was good to stand up. I needed to remind my limbs that they belong to me.
You shouldn't overexert yourself. Not until whatever this bug is out of your system.
I can't believe I got sick with Allie here.
Shh. You shouldn't talk so much.
I know, but
Allie isn't leaving for at least another week. You should be better before she leaves.
Alicia enters with a glass of water. Aurora takes it and drinks it greedily.
Thanks. That hits the spot.
Good. I shouldn't have tried that new recipe. This is all my fault.
It wasn't your recipe. You two didn't get sick. It has to be something I picked up in the forest.
We should get you back to bed.
Can you take me to the bathroom first?
James helps Aurora to her feet and they exit the way she came. Alicia's alone. The sounds of vomiting come through the house. She covers her ears as it gets louder. James re-enters. They don't talk immediately.
What was that?
Keeping up appearances.
That wasn't what I was talking about.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it again.
I won't.
Good.
She can't last much longer.
I think I need to go for a walk.
It's the middle of the night.
I need some air.
It's dangerous. I don't want you to go.
Do you understand what you did?
I said I was sorry.
You're not hearing me.
Yes, I understand what I did. I hit you, okay? You were freaking out.
And you thought that hitting me was okay?
No, I freaked out.
You freaked out.
You looked like you were possessed.
Really? Possessed? Reciting the Lord's Prayer?
You could have been having a seizure.
That makes no sense, James.
Listen, Allie, I didn't mean to, okay? I'm sorry, and I won't do it again. Please forgive me. You know I love you with all my heart. I'll never raise my hand or do anything else like that to you again, okay? Please, I love you.
I forgive you.
They hug, and Aurora screams from off stage.
Dear God, would she please shut up?
Rat poison was a bad idea.
We'll die eventually.
There's a problem, though.
What?
Why didn't you get help? She's been sick for days, and we didn't get help.
We didn't know it was that bad. We thought it was the flu.
The flu? She's constantly vomiting and oh, I want to vomit just thinking about it. And I think her hair's falling out.
It'll be over soon.
The house is going to stink for days. Thank God it's not summer.
I'll clean everything up.
The investigators aren't stupid. They're going to find out we did it.
You don't know that. We've been careful.
Her hair's falling out. That's a huge red flag.
Stop worrying.
We need to take her to the hospital.
Excuse me?
She dies in the hospital. We don't look as bad. We thought it was the flu, but when her hair started falling out, we knew that we should take her to the hospital.
We can't take her to the hospital.
Yes, we can. We need a better cover. She has to be too far along for a hospital to do anything. It would be just to cover us.
We can't take her to the hospital.
Why not?
It would be too many questions we don't have the answers for.
Like what?
Why we didn't bring her in the moment she was sick. My mother never said, let's ride it out. I coughed and we went to the ER.
Shit, we waited too long.
We were never going to the hospital.
I know, but plans change.
Not this one. She dies in this house.
Why do you want her to die here?
We can control the narrative from here.
We control the narrative just fine. It might even be better from the hospital.
This isn't up for discussion.
It's more than that, isn't it?
Leave it alone.
This is about your parents. You want her to die here to spite your parents.
Allie, you're looking into it too much.
No, you want to punish your parents.
Why would I want to punish my parents?
Where do I start? Aurora? They made you marry Aurora.
I wouldn't have to kill my wife to punish my parents.
I'm not finished. Your parents arranged your marriage to Aurora despite the lack of chemistry between the two of you, and then they bought you a house in the middle of the woods as a wedding present. They planned it all out so you would be stuck in this house with Aurora during winter when you can't escape. You want her to die here to show your parents that they should have bought you a house in the Hamptons, not Hicktown, Maplewood.
Her parents bought us this house.
What difference does that make?
Fine. Let's take her to the hospital.
Good. Go dig out the car.
James exits to outside, and Alicia exits toward Aurora. They re-enter. Aurora only makes it to the couch before collapsing.
Oh, come on, Aurora. James will be back with the car soon.
I'm not going to make it.
Yes, you can. Just stay awake.
Allie, I need to tell you something.
Save your strength.
I need to tell someone this before I die.
Oh, you're not gonna die.
I think James is cheating on me.
What? James? Do you know with whom?
I don't know, but he spends a lot of time in town.
Do you know anyone from town?
Not really. I've only seen the grocery store clerk and the librarian. Neither were exactly lookers.
Did you try following him? See if he's met anyone?
Once, but I think he knew. He avoided everyone and only used a payphone.
Maybe he called his parents.
He hates his parents.
You're right. He does.
You don't think he'd try to kill me?
Because he's cheating?
I wanted to make sure someone knew about it. I hope it isn't true, but I trust you. If I die, you need to tell the police what I said.
I promise I will. But I thought you didn't like him anyway. Why would he kill you to get you out of to get out of the marriage? You could have mutually agreed to get a divorce.
I never said that. I was reluctant at first, but he really charmed me. The first night here, he took me on a walk to the lake, and we watched the stars for the majority of the night. He built a fire. Well, technically, I built the fire. He physically did it, but I told him how. And it was really adorable watching him rub two sticks together. I had a pack of matches in my pocket.
That's cold.
Only until I handed the matches to him. I loved teasing him about it.
You sound really happy.
Why wouldn't I be? I know I've been sick these past few days, but I really enjoyed being here. Except when James disappears into town, in which case I just read. I like it here. The fireplace is perfect, and we snuggle. I read to him sometimes, but it usually puts him to sleep.
Alicia gets up and walks away, hiding her face from Aurora because she started to cry. James runs back in, shaking off the cold.
What's wrong?
I think I've made a huge mistake.
What are you talking about?
You lied to me, James.
About what?
She didn't know. She loves you.
Allie?
I'm
Aurora,
sorry.
You
Aurora
told
seems-
her.
She knew you were cheating.
I can explain.
You played me.
I had to keep up appearances, I told you. I'm sorry, Aurora, but I don't feel the same way.
I can't believe you.
Sweetheart, I didn't lie to you. I lied to her. I tried to do what my parents wanted, but I just couldn't. I didn't feel right with her. I feel right with you.
How do I know you won't kill me when you find someone better?
I'm not going to kill you. I love you.
I can't tell if you're lying.
I'm not. I swear I love you. That's all I have to say. I love you. I love you. I love you.
They stare at each other before kissing. By this point, Aurora has died.
I'm sorry. I believe you.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
Oh my gosh, Aurora, Aurora?
Aurora?
She's dead.
Oh, God. Finally.
Really? Don't you have any decorum?
We killed her. I'm pretty sure decorum left the forest.
What do we do next? Take her to the hospital and say she died on the way over?
I thought about it while getting the car. Let's not do anything about it. It's cold out, so the body will keep for a few weeks, and we can enjoy a few days to ourselves.
With a dead body in the house?
You can take a trip into town, and it'll be taken care of by the time you're back.
We will eventually tell people she died, right?
Of course. I just want some time alone with you before I have to put on the waterworks for my parents.
Can you put her upstairs?
I'm going to put her in the bathroom where she's been living for the past 5 days.
That's a bit harsh. I know. We killed her, decorum is dead. Aren't I allowed to mourn her death? Even just a little?
James picks up Aurora and exits. Alicia follows, and the lights fade to black. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. Day, 1952. James and Aurora enter. Aurora wears the clothes she died in. He carries her across the threshold. Once in the center of the room, he puts her down.
Welcome home.
You didn't need to carry me.
You loved it.
Shut up.
She playfully slaps his chest and they kiss.
So what do you think of your parents' wedding present?
I think I should be asking you that question. Do you like my parents' wedding present?
I do wish it was somewhere warmer,
Hmm.
but I guess nights by the fireplace won't be so bad.
And we're so far from the city, you can see the stars.
Very romantic.
I can point out all the stars and we can make up names for them.
Is that because you forgot what they were called?
What? No.
Liar.
It's more fun if we name them. Something we can do together.
You do know that there are more fun things to do together.
We can't spend the rest of our lives in bed. We have to socialize.
Boo.
But I guess we don't have to socialize immediately.
That sounds so good.
They kiss again.
However, I am very hungry.
And I left the groceries in the car so I could carry you. Fine, I hear you.
Thanks, honey.
James exits. Aurora sits on the couch and waits. The lights shift to night. Aurora sits in a pool of moonlight. It's 2013. Cheryl and Ty enter. They each have a backpack and a sleeping bag. They do not see Aurora.
Why are we here, Ty?
You are here to babysit me,
My favorite pastime.
and I'm here to see a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
Ty takes off his backpack and pulls out a video recorder. He fiddles with the dials and holds it up to record himself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ty. I'm currently standing in the living room of the infamous Aurora house. It's currently 9:08 p.m. on June 24th. The Aurora House has been the subject of conversation here in Maplewood for several centuries, but has reached infamy more recently when a couple of hunters found the bodies of 7 people, including the current.
Is that really what you used your allowance for? You do know that phones have cameras now.
Damn it! Now I have to start over.
What a tragedy.
The lens on a camera phone doesn't get the kind of quality I want from a ghost hunting show.
Ghost hunting show?
Yeah, Maplewood's finest.
That's so dumb.
Would you just go sit somewhere and read?
Fine.
She goes to a corner and pulls out a copy of A Streetcar Named Desire.
Do you have to sit there? You'll be in frame.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to get a better reading light than this.
Fine.
He slates and brings the camera back up.
Do you think the bathroom still works?
Oh my god!
Well, if we're spending the night here, I would really like to know if I need to use a toilet or a forest.
A forest, okay? The house doesn't have modern day plumbing.
Actually, a realtor put in modern plumbing in hopes of a buyer. He used the nearby lake, so it's off the grid. Should still work.
Fun. Did you bring toilet paper?
Shit.
Good planning, Maplewood's finest.
Shut up. I'll find something to use on the first suite.
The sooner the better, because I can feel nature calling.
Gross.
Not my fault.
He slates again and brings his camera up.
Hello, my name is Tatsushima. I'm currently standing in the living room of the infamous Aurora House. It's currently 9:20 p.m. on June 24th.
Did you rehearse that in a mirror or something?
Sure. Would you please stop interrupting me? If I don't film my episode, you will never leave. And if you abandon me, I will tell Mom.
I'll drag you out of this house.
I'll tell Mom about Alex.
You little twerp. You wouldn't.
Let me film my episode and I'll pretend I didn't hear you too.
Ugh, blackmail. I thought you were above that.
This is my career. I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever.
She returns to her book. He slates for a third time and brings the camera up.
Hello, good people. My name is Tatsushima, and I am currently standing in the living room of the infamous Aurora House. It's currently 9:26 p.m. on June 24th. The Aurora House has been the subject of conversation here in Maplewood for several centuries, but has reached infamy more recently when a couple of hunters found the bodies of 7 people, including the owners at the time. Everyone died a mysterious death, and even until today, it remains unsolved. Although everyone has a theory, I'm here to find the truth.
He points the camera out and starts panning around.
I call upon the spirits of this house. Can you hear me?
Yes,
How do you know if they respond?
I just did. Hello?
I won't find out until I play back the footage.
And you think a simple video camera will pick up the undead?
Why are you so cynical?
Because you look dumb right now.
I'll be deleting that from the episode.
I am so offended. I'll be outside.
Cheryl exits.
She's not a nice person.
Finally. Wait. Where was I? Oh yeah. Are there any spirits who wish to communicate?
Yeah, but I doubt you'll hear me.
If you wish to communicate, knock 3 times.
I'm not a corporeal being.
Damn it.
He stands and starts to exit further into the house, but Aurora stands to follow and knocks over the side table.
Is someone there?
I've never done that before. Did you see that?
Aurora, are you here? Aurora, please, give me another sign.
She pokes his shoulder, but he didn't quite feel it.
Sorry.
She slaps his shoulder. He feels that.
Oh, Aurora? Hello? Oh, God, I felt that.
He turns his camera toward himself.
I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but that was real. I have made contact with Aurora. I have so many questions to ask you. How did you die? Do you know who killed you? Do you know who killed your husband? And the other 5 people? Aurora, is there anything would you like to say?
I wish you could hear me. I wish I could tell you everything.
Ty pauses the recording and goes to replay it.
I am owed that.
The lights shift. There is a flash of red like a fire. This is a foreshadowing. Aurora and Ty exit. Scene 2, 1952 afternoon, spring. Alicia sits on the couch reading. It's obviously one of Aurora's. Aurora sits in the corner by the library with a mean look on her face. James enters with 2 bags of groceries.
Hey, honey, is that everything for the party tonight?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. I'll get cooking once I finish this chapter.
Isn't that one of Aurora's books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you read one of those? I can pick you up something more interesting from the library.
Simple-minded bastard. There's nothing wrong with my books.
Just because she was a boring person didn't mean she didn't have good taste in literature.
They all look like fat and heavy books to me, full of factoids and overcomplicated plots.
Because you have the intellect of a walnut.
The plots are complicated just enough.
Whatever floats your boat.
Asshole!
Aurora moves to punch him and misses. She grunts with frustration.
Damn it! You are so lucky I can't touch you if I could get my hands on you.
Factoids?
That one. On the shelf right there.
Alicia goes and searches at the shelf. Aurora follows and smiles.
No, not that one. Try the one about birds. You like birds, don't you? Or maybe the one about forest fauna. You speculated I might have picked something up from the forest. Maybe you should take that one and find out what's inside.
Alicia picks up a fat book. It's the same fat book from earlier. Aurora smiles. It is the one about forest fauna.
Oh, God, this thing is heavy.
She opens and it reveals a glass flask.
Is that what I think it is?
I think it is.
I can guarantee it isn't.
So this is what my late wife was up to.
I wonder.
She returns to the library and pulls down several books and discovers 3 more flasks.
There's still some inside.
It would be a shame to let it all go to waste.
It would be a shame to let it all go to waste. Oh, that is strong, but not bad. Here.
Don't mind if I do. You were not lying.
I'll grab an empty bottle.
She exits into the kitchen and comes back with an empty bottle and a funnel. Aurora is laughing quietly in the corner.
Ted is going to absolutely love this.
Such a lightweight, though. I think it might kill him.
I think you might be onto something there.
I bet you Diane will throw up before Ted.
You're on.
You, my love, have never drank with Diane. She's way worse than Ted.
Why did I buy that champagne then?
We didn't know there was already a gold mine here.
Wait, I know why.
We don't want to get drunk too fast?
He drops to one knee and pulls out a satin box. Aurora reacts and steps forward.
Maybe to announce our engagement?
Are you asking me to marry you?
You better not be. My body's still upstairs.
No, I'm asking you to hold this box while I tie my shoes.
You don't have to be mean.
Of course I'm asking you to marry me.
If this is how it's going to be, I'm going to enjoy this.
I would say yes, but...
But you'll never make it down the aisle.
But nothing.
Your dead wife is still in the attic. It's spring now. We have to do something about it.
Damn it. So, you won't marry me until we bury her?
Legally. Don't just go dig a hole in the woods. You promised.
Fine. I'll call her parents tomorrow.
I'm guessing you won't call today, even if I begged.
I don't want the police to come and ruin the party.
How do you know they're okay with this?
It's known about us for a while.
You told Ted?
Excuse me?
He's my best man. I tell him everything.
Oh, you told him you killed Aurora?
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of? Either you did or you didn't.
I said we got rid of her.
Oh, who else knew?
That could mean anything.
You worry too much. Everything's gonna be fine.
I don't want to have to lie. How do we explain it to them after we turn over Aurora's body?
We're gonna have to lie to everyone else. What's the problem?
Do you not see the flaw in that? We held a party with her body upstairs.
Did everyone know?
Relax. It's going to be okay.
It's not like it's going to be one night of fun. They're staying the weekend.
Oh, this weekend is going to be anything but fun.
Jane and Diane weren't even friends with Aurora. They knew you and I should have been married in the first place.
That's because Jane was in love with you too.
She has poor taste.
No, she wasn't. Really?
Like you didn't know.
Yeah, it was kind of nice that you were so clueless. Of course, Jane resented me for a while.
So you told Jane about us.
I told Diane. Diane told Jane. They share everything with each other.
I'm glad she found Frank.
He's kind of the one I'm worried about. Frank is new to the group. How do we know if we can trust him?
Ted vouched for him.
Oh, poor Frank. If only he hadn't found Jane.
Okay, I'll stop worrying and go make the food.
And I'll tidy up.
Did you get the air freshener, the one from the magazine?
Yes. I'll go put it with her now.
Good. Hopefully, this will be fun.
It'll be great. You know how to plan a party.
He grabs the bottle of Aurora's liquor and takes a sip.
Oh, save that for the party!
Yes, ma'am.
They exit into the kitchen, and Aurora walks forward into the light.
Ted. Diane. Jane. Frank. Alicia. James. Enjoy my little post-mortem gift. Whiskey with just a little extra something I cooked up myself. It'll definitely be one hell of a party.
Lights shift. Okay. Scene 3. Cheryl and Hagen sit in silence.
How did you plan to do it?
What?
You came here to kill yourself. How did you plan to do it?
That's a deeply personal question.
I guess it's morbid curiosity.
Poison. A mixture of belladonna and aconite.
2 famous poisons. A little overkill?
I wanted to make sure I would die. I wasn't taking any chances.
I'm I'm sorry you have cancer. I'll stay with you if you want.
I think I need to do this alone.
I know it's stupid to say, but we all might die alone, but we don't have to live alone. It's something... never mind. What I mean is, you don't have to be alone. The kindness of strangers and all.
I'm sorry for being so rude earlier. And for all the cursing, I guess I shouldn't have said those things to Alfredo. He didn't really deserve any of it.
There's nothing you can do about it now.
Hagen pulls out a little bottle from his pocket. It's like one of those small alcohol bottles you get on an airplane or in a hotel minibar.
Were you going to leave a note?
I don't even know what I'd say. I'm sorry, but I'd rather die now than later. I want to end my pain sooner so I don't have to suffer. I left a note at home saying where she can find me. My mom won't see it until she gets home later tonight.
Hagen looks at the bottle and drinks the whole thing.
Wow. No hesitation.
It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You just have to do it.
I wish you didn't have cancer. We might have been good friends.
I think so too. We had a rough start, but you're still here. That's more than most people get.
I don't think you'll have anything to worry about. This house is full of ghosts. You'll never feel alone again.
I thought you hadn't seen any ghosts.
I lied.
You cheeky bitch.
Would you have really believed me?
Maybe not. But you'll visit me every day.
I'll join you soon.
What?
You weren't the only one who came here to die.
Why do you want to die?
I have nothing. All I have is this house. My memories here, and I lost everything. I would leave a note, but who would read it? I would probably rot here for months before anyone found my body, like Aurora.
You can't kill yourself.
Why? You're doing it.
I have a reason.
How is your reason any more valid than mine? You don't get to tell me why I can't die.
I was dying already. But you still have time. That story you told? It doesn't matter that it was Alfredo's story. It was good. It was riveting. You have a gift. Share it with the world.
I don't want to.
Alfredo comes running back in. His shirt is bloody now.
Man, I'd really hate to say it, but I told you so.
What happened?
I wasn't shot. At this moment, I wish they'd shot me. I might be dead already.
I have to get you help.
You can't. They'll find me and try to save me as well.
But the poison? It's potent enough to be irreversible, right?
They might arrest you for not stopping, or worse, think you killed me.
I wouldn't go out there anyway. If they see you, they would kill you.
Then it's settled.
Cheryl moves to leave.
Would you listen to me, Cheryl? You don't want to die. Nobody does.
I'm ready to die.
It's not the same thing. I'm ready to die, but I don't want to.
I do.
What I missed, Cheryl? You want to die? You can't die.
Why? I want to. I'm ready to. Why?
Cheryl breaks down crying. Neither Hagen nor Alfredo have long.
Why do you want to die?
I can't. There's nothing. I have nothing.
Oh, you must have something. Your stories.
I already tried that one.
You think you know me? I have my stories? I don't have anything. You guys had so much to live for. Hagen, you had your mom and your teaching career. All the little kids and the college students you had dreams of teaching, you had that to live for. And you, Alfredo, you have a child on the way, and that is more than enough to want to live, no matter how you left it with the mom.
We don't get to, and it was beyond our control. You have control over that. You just can't choose to end it.
Why not? You don't know me. Sure, I had a family, but they died. All of them.
It's not a reason to kill yourself.
It is when it's your fault. After I graduated high school, a friend of mine threw a party. It was an absolute rager, and my parents forbade me to go. I wish I had listened to them, because they had to come pick up my drunk ass in the middle of the night, and on the way, they were hit by a drunk driver.
That wasn't your fault.
It's not a crime to be young and stupid.
I'm not finished. Did I tell you I had a younger brother?
No.
He died in a fire over a year ago. He died in a fire I caused. He was only 17. I should have been paying attention. I set the kitchen on fire and burned the house down. I didn't know. My brother had skipped school and was in the house and was asleep upstairs. I forgot to pay the phone bill, and I didn't get the call. They always call you.
Sorry.
The smoke alarm didn't break through the loud music in his headphones. They found fused to his head. I'm lucky I didn't get sent to jail, but I feel like I should have been. I should have been punished, but nothing happened. My brother's death was ruled an accident, and everyone went on with their lives, but I didn't. I didn't get another house or apartment. I didn't get a job or continue my master's. I moved into the creepy house in the woods. I scrounge for food from the dumpsters outside restaurants. I get books from the library to escape the nagging thoughts, but this house, I feel at peace in this house. The guilt goes away, and for just a moment, I don't think about him. I can escape. I can watch the wind in the trees outside the window. I can remember what it is to be alive, but I don't deserve the feeling. I don't deserve anything. I killed my little brother.
You can't blame yourself.
It's a horrible thing that happened to your brother, but it wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was. I killed him.
Did you light that fire on purpose? Did you want your brother dead?
No, of course not. I mean, we fought, but he's my brother. That's just what siblings do. He had a way of getting underneath my skin, but there was no one who knew me better than him. After our parents died, we left the childish banter behind. No one should have to be an adult that young. Those were the years he should be getting drunk and coming home past curfew, but he didn't. He was... you guys would have loved him. He loved his video games and his weird screamo music. When he smiled, he had one dimple on the left cheek, and His teeth were crooked because we couldn't afford to get him braces. He wanted to be a YouTuber. He started his own ghost hunting channel. He even had 500 followers on his channel. Don't know how. He called it Maplewood's Finest, and we filmed the first episode here. I miss him so much. I just want to be with him again. Please, please let me be with my brother again.
What would he want for you?
That's not a reason.
Why do you think everyone uses it? Our loved ones wouldn't want us to die before our time. You didn't kill your brother? He wouldn't want you to die before your time. And us, your two new terminal friends, they don't want you to die.
By this point, Alfredo is about to die. Hagen is also barely holding on.
We don't want you to die. I know we just met and we didn't get along, but you're here in my dying moments. And as my dying wish, I don't want you to die. I want you to live for me.
Me too. I want you to live for me. All the years I don't get to.
For the years I don't get to spend with my son or daughter.
The kids I don't get to educate.
Us, your friends.
Just live.
They both die. It's not dramatic or flashy, it just happens. Cheryl sits in the middle between their bodies. She curls up and drops within herself. The lights shift to blackout. During blackout, everyone exits. Scene 4. Ty enters. He walks to the couch and sets his video camera on the coffee table. He's wearing black and it's dark outside.
Hey everyone. My name is Ty Tsuno, and I'm your host on Maplewood's Finest. It's September 6th, 2015. It's been a couple years, but I bet you all recognize where I am.
He picks up the camera and pans around the room.
I'm back at the Aurora house. The last time I was here, I had a paranormal experience. Something touched my shoulder. I believe it was Aurora, but I cannot be sure. So I returned to find the truth.
Aurora enters. She smiles.
Hello, is anyone there?
I remember you. You came back.
I call out to the spirits of the house. If you are there, please give me a sign.
I won't punch you this time.
Aurora knocks on the wall.
Aurora, is that you?
She knocks again. He pulls out an extra recorder and sets it on the table.
This is what people in the business call a voice recorder. I'm going to ask a question. I want you to try to answer into the recorder.
I will try my best.
Aurora sits at the table as close to the recorder as she can get.
What's it like? The other side.
You don't want to know my story?
If we're still here, you've had time to figure out the ghost thing. What's it like?
Something's wrong. What's
What's it
wrong?
like? What's it like to die and then wake up here?
It's lonely.
What's your unfinished business? Or can you move on? Was your death so violent that you're forced to haunt this house?
I don't know. Maybe I am forced to haunt this place. I haven't tried to move on.
Can you see other ghosts?
When I want to, I like to punish them.
Do they have to die in this house? Can you see the ghosts that haunt people?
Are you haunted?
Can you see my parents?
Oh, Ty,
Can you see my parents? Or are they haunting me?
no, I don't see them, Ty.
It feels like they are.
Ty stops the recorder and listens to the playback through headphones. His face isn't happy.
Nothing.
I said so much. I'm sorry you can't hear me. I'm sorry for your loss.
I know you're there. And I know you can hear me. I wish I could hear you. I need to hear. I need to know that they're okay.
I can't give you that. I can only give my story. I can't take yours.
My sister is worse. She's falling apart. I used to hate her. I guess hate is a little harsh, but we didn't get along. But after the accident, she's changed. She doesn't yell at me anymore. I don't even see her at all that much anymore. She cooks me breakfast and dinner for me, but she doesn't talk. I don't hear her through the walls. She's withdrawn. And I miss her. I miss fighting with her. She doesn't fight me or my crap.
He puts the camera down and sinks into the couch. Aurora moves to sit next to him.
That was our thing. We fight and we argue and we drove our parents crazy. I'm worried about her. She believes it's her fault, but it's not. They knew she would go to that party. She was rebellious like that. I mean, you saw her, annoying teenage girl hormones or whatever. They knew they were already on, and they were already on their way to pick her up before she even called. And the guy came out of nowhere. Please. The police said they wouldn't have felt anything. But I don't really believe them. They say your life flashes before your eyes as you die. 7 seconds. They might not have felt the pain of the crash, but they had a lifetime crammed into 7 seconds. That's the pain that they must have felt. The loss. Not being able to see us grow up. All the special events they'll miss. My graduation, my wedding. If I find someone to fall in love with me, the birth of my first children.
I wish I could give you what you want. Some comfort, but I just don't have any.
I don't want my life to be defined by the loss. I want to move on, but I can't. If she doesn't, she needs to move on. I don't want her life to be defined by what we lost. What should I do?
Aurora places a hand on his shoulder. He feels it, and for the first time, he sees her.
Be patient. When she's ready, you will be there for her. You will be her rock.
What if something happens to me?
I don't know, but I have a feeling she'd carry you with her always. A rock that keeps her grounded. Your life doesn't have to be defined by what you lost, as long as you live it.
From offstage, Cheryl yells.
Ty, are you in there?
She won't be able to see you, will she?
No, but you did.
Thank you.
Ty gathers his things and runs out, leaving Aurora. Blackout. Scene 5. An unknown amount of time has passed, and the set now has several unpacked moving boxes. Cheryl enters. She looks different. She acts different. And she's alive.
I hope you guys are still here. I know I haven't been back in a while, but I needed to do a couple things first. I had to go back to work, and there was a lot of unclaimed insurance from the fire, so I had more money than I thought I did. Luckily, this house is worth very little, and I bought it. I now own the Aurora house.
Hagen enters and sits on the couch.
It's about damn time. You know, it's very lonely without you here. Everyone says so.
Lonely? How can it be lonely?
Just because there are many of us doesn't mean we don't get lonely. Plus, Alfredo drives everyone into a corner.
That's understandable. He's annoying.
Have you gone to see my mom?
I saw her at the funeral. I wish I could tell her all the things I loved about you, but I only found the bodies.
How's she doing?
She's very sad. She couldn't speak when she got to the podium. I told her she could visit the house whenever she wanted, if she wanted to be close to you. I said, I feel like you're still there, and I think that comforted her.
Thank you.
Alfredo enters and runs to hug Cheryl.
You're back! Oh, thank God! When I saw that the house had been sold and the movers were bringing boxes, I panicked that I would have to live with someone more annoying than Hagen. But seeing you here, oh, what a huge relief.
I'm annoying?
Yes.
How am I annoying? You're the one who's annoying.
You are both equally annoying.
Did you get it?
Yes, I got it.
Cheryl brings a photo out of her pocket. It's a picture of a young woman holding a baby.
It's a girl. Her name's Allison.
Allison. She named her after my mom. She's so beautiful. Can you hang it up?
Yeah, I'll put it on the fridge.
Look, Hagen, I have a daughter.
Oh, she takes after her mother.
Oh, shut up. She's perfect.
So, what have you guys been up to while I've been gone?
We've been getting to know the rest of the ghosts here.
And they told us what actually happened here.
What happened?
Aurora already told me what happened.
What?
Yeah, apparently when you're dead, they have a kind of a sixth sense for all this shit, you know. She knew I was dying and told me everything.
She talked to you too. She's the one who told me Alfredo's story. I get a lot of inspiration from her.
Oh, I feel left out.
I still don't know what happened, so what really happened?
Apparently, Mr. Marshall was cheating on Mrs. Marshall with her best friend. So they killed her to get her out of the way.
Aurora enters.
This is my story.
Ooh, burn! You've been burned!
Never get to tell any stories.
I'm just happy I can finally share this with you, Cheryl.
I'm happy. It's because you own the house and not because you're dead.
Would you guys shut up?
I knew he was cheating on me. I didn't know with who, though. I really thought he was in love with me. Our marriage was arranged, and it took a while to warm up to him, but it happened. And my parents bought this house for us. I thought it was perfect. He didn't, I guess. Apparently, he started seeing my best friend almost immediately after we started dating.
Ugh, what a dick.
His parents were very strict, and he was kind of a coward when it came to them. He couldn't say no to the marriage, so he pretended he was in love with me. All the while, he conspired to kill me with my best friend.
She's not much of a best friend.
I knew. I followed him into town one day and I heard him over the phone. He was going to kill me.
Why didn't you go to the police?
I did. They couldn't do anything about it without proof. It was just my word. They said they would check up on me.
But they didn't.
No, they did. But Alicia was here. She told them I was absolutely fine because it was coming from her and not James. They believed her, so they didn't come back. And I was so happy she had come to visit.
You said you took precautions?
Yes, I did.
What do you do?
Did you know my father was a scientist? I wanted to follow in his footsteps, so he taught me so much about his work. There was one part of his lessons that I used. How to process castor beans.
Castor beans? But that just makes castor oil.
It also makes ricin.
You made ricin from castor beans?
My father taught me how to make castor oil and how to deactivate the ricin possibly still inside. So I skipped that step and accumulated a lot of ricin. I mixed it with some whiskey in a flask. I made 4 potent batches with enough ricin to kill James several times over. I had hoped to kill James before he killed me, but I got distracted by Alicia's visit. By then, they had poisoned me themselves.
How?
Alicia cooked a meal laced with rat poison.
Rat poison? No, that can't be right.
You can ask them yourselves.
No, the police would have been able to detect that. The forensics weren't great, but they knew what thallium poisoning looks like in the body. It's like arsenic. It's obvious.
I know.
The police lied?
The marshals buried it. The situation was a disgrace, so they disowned everything about him and buried the whole thing.
It's never been a mystery? Everything. All the stories and documentaries and news articles, they were all a lie?
My dad wanted to come forward. He came to visit the house once, and he cried. I'd never seen him cry before. He came to gather my stuff, and I watched him. I think he must have felt me, because he just started talking. I was always closer to my dad than my mom, and it was our last moment together. Our version of a final goodbye.
I'm glad you got one.
Did you know I was here?
Where?
When you spent the night with Ty?
I watched the first episode when it first came out and thought he looked like an idiot. But after he died, I came back here. He loved this place. He would sneak out after our parents died and just hide. I had to keep dragging him home. I called the police a few times, but that's him.
He came to keep me company. He was my only friend for a while. Then he stopped coming.
I'm sorry about that.
Listen, it isn't your fault. It was an accident. Those things happen all the time and no one blames you. Ty didn't. He didn't blame you for your parents' death. He would sit here and talk into the video camera. He talked about you a lot.
I'm glad you were there for him.
Remember, you are moving forward. You can't be defined by what you lost. That doesn't mean you forget. It means you keep living. That's how you honor the ones who have died. You live the hell out of your life. Promise? Now, think I'll leave you to unpack. I'll see you around.
She exits.
She's kick-ass, isn't she?
She told it way better than you would have.
Another sick burn.
I'm a great storyteller. I just never get to tell any stories.
Oh, poor Alfie. Too bad we have Cheryl here to tell us stories.
Thank you.
For what?
Saving me.
It was no problem.
I mean it. I was ready. I had no hope for the future, no will to see it.
And the prospect of living with Alfredo for an eternity totally puts you off it, I understand.
Hey.
I'm serious. You helped me take a step forward. I applied to the community college.
That sounds great.
I'm studying English. I'm going to apply for the teacher's program. I got a job teaching literature at the library for underprivileged kids, and I've been talking to a publisher.
See? You have a life now. As much as it is great to have you here, I still want you to go out there and live your life, publish your book, fall in love.
Finally experience hot, nasty sex because I still have nightmares about that pathetic sex scene you tried to write, and I was there when it happened. It was definitely better than you described it.
Fall in love and have a family. And yes, the sex thing.
The sex thing. You guys are so gross, but I love you guys.
I believe this is part of a weird, crazy friendship with two dead people and a very much alive girl.
One where I am glad I live alone.
What? Do we embarrass you?
Yeah.
I am so hurt.
I don't think we embarrass her enough. I think it's time.
Time for what?
Let's do it.
Hagen and Alfredo stand with wicked smiles on their faces and bring their hands up.
It's tickle time.
Oh no.
They charge her with tickle fingers and she squeals. Hagen and Alfredo chase each other off stage, and Cheryl is alone, laughing as if they are still tickling her. Lights fade out. The end.